Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we are taking a close look at a very powerful utility used on Kali Linux for ethical hacking and security assessments. We are talking about HacknDroid. Please note that this video is meant entirely for educational purposes and ethical use only. We are not going to showcase any live exploitation, bypasses, or target any applications without explicit permission. This is just a comprehensive overview of the tool, its capabilities, and how it fits into a professional cybersecurity workflow. HacknDroid is a framework used for the automation of some mobile application penetration testing, or MAPT, activities, and the interaction with the mobile Android device. When assessing mobile applications, security professionals often find themselves repeating the same tedious commands to extract files, analyze logs, or set up proxies. HacknDroid acts as a central hub to automate these repetitive tasks, saving valuable time during security assessments. Let us dive into the main functionalities this framework offers. First is the advanced search feature. This allows for search and replacement recursively in files and folders for binary patterns, strings, or hidden secrets. Next is the APK module. This handles several APK-related operations, like analyzing the app for root detection or certificate pinning hints, decompiling and compiling the application, and even launching JDEX GUI for deep source code analysis. Then we have app data and logs, which grants access to application backups, storage, and runtime logs. The device info feature lets you quickly pull detailed hardware and software specifications from the connected mobile device. If you have multiple targets, the devices module lets you select and switch between available mobile devices seamlessly. For those who prefer virtual environments, the emulator module helps you manage Android virtual devices and launch emulators right from the framework. The file transfer functionality makes it incredibly easy to transfer files from or to mobile devices. Another huge feature is Frida integration. HacknDroid provides a Frida setup and scripts launcher, which is absolutely essential for dynamic instrumentation. We also have install and uninstall capabilities to easily install or uninstall an app on the mobile device, alongside an interactive shell for direct command line access to the mobile operating system. You can even manage mirroring, which includes taking screenshots, video recording, and screen mirroring management. The Mobile Settings module lets you manage mobile device modes like battery saver, do not disturb, and connectivity options. The processes list quickly enumerates all the running processes on the phone. The proxy feature is robust, allowing you to set a proxy on the mobile device using the current PC IP or another IP, whether that's a regular proxy, invisible proxy via iTables, or DNS spoofing, along with TLS certificates management. Finally, the shutdown and reboot module gives you multiple options to power cycle the device safely. Now that we understand what the tool can do, let us discuss how to get it onto your Kali Linux system. Setting up your environment correctly is a crucial step in ethical hacking, as a poorly configured tool can lead to broken dependencies during a critical penetration test. Make sure your Kali Linux environment is up to date before beginning this process. The very first step is to bring the source code onto your local machine. We do this by cloning the repository. You'll open your Kali Linux terminal and use the git clone command. Git clone is the standard way to download tools from version control repositories, ensuring you get the complete file structure exactly as the developer intended. Once the download is complete, you'll need to navigate into the newly created HacknDroid directory. Inside this directory, you'll find a file named requirements.txt. This file lists all the third-party Python libraries that HacknDroid needs to function correctly. To install these, we use the Python package installer. You'll type the command pip install-r requirements.txt. The script will reach out to the Python repository, download the necessary packages, and install them into your environment. It is highly recommended to run this inside an isolated Python environment to keep your system clean and avoid version conflicts with other penetration testing tools. However, Python libraries alone are not enough for a framework this extensive. Because this tool interacts deeply with Android devices, manipulates APK files, and manages proxies, it requires several underlying system binaries and standalone tools. The developers have brilliantly automated this part of the setup as well. To install all the binary requirements, you'll execute the setup script by typing the command python3 hacknoandroid.py --install. When you run this command, the script springs into action, acting as an automated deployment system. It will systematically check your Kali system for the required binaries, download what's missing, and configure the necessary permissions. This step is vital because mobile testing relies heavily on tools like the Android Debug Bridge, APK Tool, and other specialized utilities. By automating this with the install flag, HacknDroid ensures that everything is placed exactly where it needs to be, completely eliminating the headache of manually hunting down and configuring these back-end binaries. You might see text scrolling across your terminal during this phase. Just let it run its course. With the installation completely finished, we're now ready to initialize the framework. To run the program, simply type python3 hacknoandroid.py in your terminal and press enter. Since we're running it without the install flag this time, the framework will launch its primary interface. Upon this launch, something very important happens in the background. By running the program, the script will populate the file config.ini created during the installation phase with, for example, data related to the device used. The config.ini file acts as the memory for the framework. It stores all the necessary environmental variables, paths to the installed binaries, and most importantly, target data. Instead of asking you to manually define where your Android tools are located every single time you launch a command, HacknDroid saves these preferences. To really see the value of this framework, we need a target environment. For this workflow, I'm going to connect my phone, which is a Google Pixel 6. When performing mobile application penetration testing, using a physical device like the Google Pixel 6 often provides more accurate results than an emulator, especially when dealing with applications that have advanced anti-emulation mechanisms. To connect the Pixel 6 to our Kali Linux machine, we first need to ensure that developer options are unlocked on the phone and that USB debugging is toggled on. Once connected via USB, we might need to authorize the Kali Linux machine by accepting the RSA key fingerprint prompt on the phone screen. With the Pixel 6 successfully bridged to our computer, HacknDroid can now utilize the device info and devices modules to recognize it. The framework reads the hardware details of the Pixel 6, updates our config.ini file with the active device context, and readies all the other modules. From this point forward, if I wanted to pull an APK for decompilation or set up a proxy to intercept traffic from a specific app on the Pixel 6, HacknDroid would seamlessly route those commands directly to this physical device. It bridges the gap between the complex command line utilities on Kali Linux and the Android operating system running on the phone. As a reminder, we're not going to perform any actual tests today. This video serves strictly to help you understand the architecture of the tool and how to set up your environment for legitimate cybersecurity research. If you want to dive deeper into the specific syntax for each module or see examples of how to format the commands, you should definitely check out the official documentation. For further details, visit the documentation here. That covers our overview of HacknDroid. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more educational cybersecurity content in the future.